Hello, everyone. Welcome to Three Keys to Being a Successful Relationship Coach.
And improving your own love life.
I'm Christine
And
Earthart,
I'm Brett Earthart.
and we are founders of the Center for Thriving Relationships. And we are so grateful, honored, and excited that you are here.
And thank you so much for giving us some of your precious moments of time. And we're going to make sure that we make it very worth it.
Absolutely. We want to make the most of every moment that we are so lucky to share with you. You are in the right place if you want to feel confident with a proven methodology to help couples save and transform their relationships.
If you want to experience deep fulfillment and purpose in your life,
If you want to massively improve your own relationships of all kinds.
and if you want to create an amazing and abundant lifestyle doing what you love.
Yes. So I invite you to get ready to discover in this masterclass the number one divorce mistake, the hidden pitfall that disconnects couples.
The 6 pillars of a thriving relationship, which are the essential framework for lasting love.
Why traditional coaching and therapy can really backfire when it comes to working with couples.
How to uncover what's really under conflict.
And how to become a certified relationship coach. So we'll talk more about that at the very end. So, we want to share with you a little bit more about our own journey to helping couples thrive. If we've never met before, it is such a joy to get to be connected. We've been together 23 years now and are truly in the marriage of our dreams. However, it hasn't always just been ease and bliss. When we first got together, we gave each other our best. We saw each other's best. There was a lot of ease. We communicated readily. We stayed up way into the night wanting to know everything about each other. We were so hopeful. We imagined we would never get into an argument about things like the dishes. However, fast forward a few years and we're living together, we're co-parenting our young son, and we're discovering that we have differences in how clean we like the house and how to parent and how we navigate finances. And it wasn't bringing out the best in us anymore. We were falling into patterns that were really unhealthy, like blame, criticism, checking out, some of the common, what we call relationship poisons that show up for nearly everyone. And so when we got to that really difficult moment, we really deeply questioned our relationship and we wondered if we just weren't meant to be, if we were too incompatible. However, we'd done lots of personal growth and we knew how transformative that was in our lives. And we realized that we never specifically learned about relationships. And that requires an entirely unique skill set. No matter how kind, intelligent, well-intended you may be, if you haven't learned about how to have a great, conscious, thriving relationship, there is probably so much that you are yet to discover that will completely transform your life. So we dove in, changed our relationship, and we then felt a responsibility to share this with the world because so many couples we found that were these wonderful couples and they were struggling immensely in so much unnecessary pain and with so much untapped potential for joy, ease, connection, and fulfillment. So 15 years ago, we opened up the Center for Thriving Relationships, and we both, longtime psychotherapist, coach, and we started bringing couples together, and we realized that relationships are the most remarkable catalyst for healing, growth, and transformation and living our greatest lives. And so we now have had the great privilege and honor of serving thousands of couples through our own private practice, through our retreats, our online courses. And once our own practice grew with a wait list, we realized that we still long to serve more couples. And so we expanded our own team and trained them on how to uniquely support couples in the methodology that we had developed over our years of supporting couples. And then once our practice grew to over 20 different practitioners, we decided to create the Thriving Relationship Coach Certification Program because we had developed 50 plus tools that we'd used thousands of times in our own living laboratory of our relationship and then with thousands of others. And we realized they worked again and again and again and got consistent, repeatable breakthroughs session after session after session. And so in 2020, we opened up our certification program. We've now had over 500 students graduate from all over the world and are just in continual wonder and awe about the results that people are getting, how it's changing people's lives as the practitioners themselves, as the coaches, and how the ripples are just spreading far and wide. And every day we wake up, we just feel like the luckiest, and there's really nothing in the whole wide world we'd rather do than really empower people with the skills to create the kind of love that deep down we all really long for.
Like us, most couples go through these really difficult moments where they think they only have 2 options, and maybe you can relate to this. Option one is we see conflict as the sign that we're incompatible and we go our separate ways, rather than realizing that breakdowns are often breakthroughs just waiting to happen. Or option two, we just don't change anything and we just stay stuck and hope things will change. And hint, they don't. We have to do things differently to get different results. But there is a third option, and this, is relationship healing and growth, which requires a unique set of tools and support.
Yeah, so relationship skills are for nearly everyone something that really needs to be learned in order to have a thriving, conscious, healthy relationship. And we ask couples all around the world who they have as role models, who really has a great relationship they'd love to be in. Oftentimes they look around, they're like, gosh, I don't really know anyone. And so, again, wonderful humans, but maybe aren't in the best of relationships. And so we don't have a whole lot of role models. We don't learn this anywhere. It's not taught in schools. And so even though we devote so much time and energy to our careers or learning other hobbies or passions or trades, very little time is spent on how to learn more about the thing that most people would say is the most important thing to them. And so what happens is that we regularly do the opposite of what works in relationships. And then when that doesn't work, we do that even more, which works even less. And unfortunately, untrained practitioners, so coaches, therapists, and if you're getting advice from loved ones, they so often give advice that actually does harm. Again, not because they don't care or they don't mean well. It just is a really unique skill set that has to be learned, and it can be learned by anyone. And once you learn the roadmap to having a great relationship, it just weaves and ripples into every area of our lives.
Most couples are struggling in some way, and here's a few of the ways that we see them struggling in our private practice. Miscommunication,
Yeah, just surviving and longing for more.
stuck in unhealthy patterns,
They feel like they've lost the spark.
resentment from the past,
Repetitive arguments about things like finances, household chores, parenting, sexuality.
differences that feel like incompatibilities instead of differentiation.
Yeah, and a betrayal, a loss of trust in some way that they're having a hard time really healing and repairing from.
So, would you know how to help create a breakthrough quickly and easily if somebody was struggling with these things?
Yeah, whether it's your client or a loved one, so often when someone shares that they're struggling in their relationships, we long to help, and yet most people don't really know how to help. And fortunately, here's the transformation that is possible.
Helping people feel truly seen, heard, and valued.
Having a spirit of togetherness and teamwork.
Seeing conflict that becomes a growth opportunity.
Yes, reignited passion and intimacy.
Practicing healthy communication.
A foundation in the relationship of unwavering trust and support.
Helping a couple create an aligned vision of their life together.
Yeah, getting their dreams in sync that really inspires them forward and upward. Healing wounds that prevent connection that may have come from years ago or years of being piled up that really stands in the way of them being close.
And helping them create habits that create joy, ease, and fulfillment in their relationship.
Yeah, so if you would love to have a couple maybe that's struggling with any of the things we mentioned or anything else, truly anything else, and for them to really get to the place where they're like, oh, all these things are possible and so much more, and for you to be able to help them really create that in their lives, then you are definitely in the right place. So we're going to go over with you the 3 keys to getting powerful results as a relationship coach. So key number 1.
Reframe their challenges and give them hope. And how do we do that? By redefining conflict. So, how do we do that? By teaching them that conflict is growth wanting to happen. Great relationships don't happen because they are simply meant to be or because of luck. They are consciously and intentionally created and are often on just the other side of pain and conflict.
Yeah, so we're going to go over with you very briefly the 5 stages of a thriving relationship. And this is a really powerful reframe that you can do for couples or in your own life if you're struggling right now, so that we don't mistake a difficult moment as a dead end. Instead, it's really a doorway into growth and ultimately to thriving. So we have the romance stage, which you're probably familiar with when we're first falling in love. Not all couples begin with the romance stage, Most often we do, though, and this is where there's lots of hopefulness. Again, we're giving each other our best, we're seeing their best, communication flows easily, our differences are just lovable qualities in each other. It's such a beautiful stage to be in. And if a couple stays together long enough, it's inevitable they're going to enter into a power struggle. And this is where things like blame, criticism, stubbornness, defensiveness, stonewalling, withdrawing, checking out, thinking we know it all of those fun parts of being human, where all of those come out. And all of a sudden, we start to focus on the flip side of the very thing we fell in love with. We start to wonder, like, you're not the person that I fell in love with. And it's really easy for couples to question their relationship when they're in these difficult moments, wonder if they're not meant to be. If it's this hard, how can it be right? Maybe our differences are too great. We're just too incompatible. And the reality is that we don't necessarily want to be with someone who's our opposite, but we are drawn to someone who is going to balance us out and who is different from us. But when we're in the power struggle phase, it can really feel like my needs and your needs are in opposition, and this is not working for anyone. And it's really painful. So couples can end their relationship then, or stay in one long, drawn out power struggle for much of their lives, which would not recommend to anyone. However, on just the other side of the power struggle phase that a lot of couples don't know about, and this is what you can paint this picture for them, is making a commitment, a powerful commitment to doing what it takes to experience a thriving relationship. This is what we get to guide couples into. It's what we did in our own lives that changed everything. So we don't even need to know the way, but let's commit to discovering what the way is and seeing like maybe there's more possible here. The fourth stage is growth. That's about applying all the tools that we simply have never learned along the way. And then we get to thriving, the fifth stage. And that's when life gets really good. So we have the best parts of the romance stage where there's that aliveness, that love, affection, adoration, respect, cherishing of each other, while finding a way for our differences to synergize and having this love of and acceptance of the whole person, deep safety and trust, and this compelling vision that we both share that inspires us.
So, what is the number one mistake of couples who end up separating? They think that the power struggle is a dead end, when actually it's just the obstacle to get on the other side of. The fastest and easiest way to transform a relationship is to make a powerful commitment to learning what it takes to create a thriving relationship.
All right, so key number two, rather than just addressing the surface, we want to do what we call wonder and look under. What most couples do that isn't working is they just react to the surface without looking at what's underneath it. So on the surface, some of the things that we might see are
Blame,
criticism,
controlling behavior,
manipulating,
having to be right,
checking out,
silent treatment,
stonewalling,
defensiveness,
stubbornness,
dishonesty,
neglecting the relationship.
and keeping score.
And untrained coaches and therapists can over focus on these things. Like, well, just stop blaming, stop criticizing your partner versus what's actually underneath the surface. And so when we just focus on the surface, couples are going to just keep getting triggered by their partner's trigger. They're going to react to the reaction. They're going to fight about the argument itself rather than getting to the issue. Couples can spend decades never actually addressing the issue because they're so stuck in how much the argument itself is preventing them from feeling seen, heard, understood, and getting to resolution.
And without the right tools, a couple session quickly devolves into conflict and disconnection.
Instead, we want to be doing for ourselves and for the couples that we are honored to support is to really wonder and look under. We want to be looking specifically for
The unmet needs,
the deeper
the
fears,
more vulnerable feelings,
the unlived dreams,
the attachment needs,
the nervous system states,
the raw spots getting rubbed,
wounds from prior relationships that are getting stirred up,
the strengths that the couple's displaying.
and their good intentions. So these are some of the key things. You want to really have this vision. So when we're seeing them in conflict, like, oh, let's wonder and look under. And that's where we're going to get to really create resolution, repair, healing, and help them get on track to creating the thriving relationship they've always wanted.
So, key number three is to strengthen all of the six pillars of a thriving relationship.
Yeah, so let's go over what those six pillars
Yeah.
are. Pillar number one.
Communication. Most arguments become about the argument itself, with partners feeling unheard, unresolved, and misunderstood.
Yeah, it's amazing to us. Couples will come into our office and they'll so often say, Wow, we've been talking about that for 10 years, and I feel like for the first time, you really understand me. Or, we've been talking about that for 10 years, and I've never heard you talk about it like that before. So we learn how to speak in a way that makes it easier for our partner to really hear us, and how to listen in a way that allows our partner to open up and for us to really get to the heart of what's going on.
Pillar number two, personal growth. A relationship mirrors back to us all of our own opportunities for healing and growth. Relationships are people growing machines, and we want to take full advantage of that.
Absolutely. A relationship is really only as healthy as we each are individually. So this piece of it is key. And we all have blind spots. And so one of the gifts of relationships is we tend to project our blind spots onto our partner. And so in doing so, we can really have this opportunity for great awakening if we dive into the personal growth nature of relationships.
Pillar number three, secure attachment. Most conflict and disconnection arises from dysregulated nervous systems and the absence of secure attachment.
Yeah, we are biologically hardwired for connection, and our nervous systems are continually scanning to see, are you safe? Is it safe to come closer to you? Will you be there if I need you? Are you emotionally available, engaged, responsive? There's different questions we're scanning for. And if our brains and our bodies get a no, it sends us into fight, flight, freeze, faint, fawn response. And so we want to really support the couples and how to create secure attachment so they fundamentally feel relaxed, safe, and can access things like empathy, resourcefulness, creativity, collaboration, and see each other as allies and teammates.
Pillar number four, creating a positive love account. The size of a couple's love account is in direct proportion to the level of ease, resilience, fulfillment, empathy, joy, and connection that they will feel.
Yeah, every couple has a love account, and we want to not just focus on what isn't working and try to fix what's quote unquote wrong. It is so fundamental, vital that we're helping them really grow this love account because then little things don't become big things. They just naturally see each other as their teammate on this journey of life and have each other's backs.
Pillar number five, repair. The aim of a thriving relationship isn't to avoid conflict. It's to know how to quickly and easily repair and come out stronger and closer when we do hurt each other.
Yeah. The aim is not to never get into an argument or have tense moments. That's inevitable when you bring two humans together with different feelings, needs, backgrounds, preferences, personalities. It's just that we want to learn how to come back into connection, maybe in a matter of minutes or an hour rather than it taking, many hours, days, weeks, months, years. Repair is key.
Pillar number six, physical intimacy. Touch and intimacy in ways that are consensual and pleasurable and mutually meaningful are true medicine for romantic relationships, and they change our biology and physiology. A very important aspect of the physiological bond in a relationship comes through physical intimacy.
Absolutely. And the number one reason why couples reach out around physical intimacy is what's called desire discrepancy and having essentially that's having a differing desire in how much they want to be physically close. And again, we want to be wondering and looking under because there's so much underneath the surface that we need to address in order to bring them back into that flow of closeness and connection for both of them to feel safe and fulfilled in doing so. So those are the six pillars of a thriving relationship: communication, personal growth, secure attachment, positive love account, repair, and physical intimacy.
These are the six pillars to be well versed in to help clients create a thriving relationship and to create one for yourself too. Without this knowledge, we just can't help couples to get there.
So, the mistake of most untrained therapists and coaches, as lovely as they may be, is that they overfocus on the problem and what's not working, which leads to clients often feeling worse. And they skip some of the key pillars of thriving relationships. So, maybe they come into the office, they have an argument, they're kind of trying to mediate the argument, but they don't really teach them the exact repeatable roadmap for how to find their off ramp, really understand, see, hear each other, find ways for both of their needs to get met in mutually fulfilling ways, and really address all six of these pillars. And they all are truly essential to having our greatest relationship. This is what couples really need.
We need to focus on the past and the future.
Yeah, so we want to look into the past. We have repair and greater understanding. We also want to be really focusing on what's possible and available in the life that they really want to create. It's not just about getting back to when things were good. It's like, let's use this difficult moment to make things better than ever before.
We want to focus on creating emotional safety and connection.
We want to get to what's underneath their challenges.
We want to create secure attachment.
We want to give them the toolkit for thriving.
And we want to make sure that they're at a functional or optimal level with all six pillars.
Yes. So let's review the three keys. One, we want to reframe their challenges and give them hope, assuring them that conflict is so often growth that is just waiting to happen. So you want to map out their journey beyond the struggle. That's not the dead end. That's not the end of their love story, and show them that so much more is possible and available into thriving.
Number two, we want to wonder and look under rather than focus on the surface behaviors and feelings.
And we don't just try to fix what isn't working. We want to help them strengthen all six pillars of what it takes to have a thriving relationship. So, what do you need to be a successful relationship coach?
You need proven relationship tools, skills, and exercises that create repeatable and powerful breakthroughs and results with your clients. Otherwise, couples are getting so dysregulated in sessions that progress is difficult and they often come out of sessions feeling worse.
Yeah. Two is that personal transformation is really important, so that we embody the work. You do not need to be perfect ever, ever, ever. And wherever you are now is the greatest place to really begin. So we have plenty of people that are single or in really challenging places that go through our relationship coach certification program. And one of the key components to our program is that we're learning, these 50 plus tools for couples, and we're applying all of them to our own lives. And then three,
The business skills to live your greatest purpose with joy, ease, and success.
so if you would like to develop a specialty with couples and become a relationship expert, maybe you already are in a helping profession and you notice that individuals are coming to you with things concerning relationships and you feel a little bit out of your area of specialty, this is perfect and you will really become a relationship expert over the course of these 6 months in our relationship coach certification program. Maybe you're in an entirely different career, or you've been staying at home with your children, and you realize that there's so much more of you that you long to give. You want to feel that you're doing work that lights you up, that energizes you, that is meaningful and fulfilling, and you want to start a side gig or a new career. This is perfect for you. There's absolutely no prior experience. Within 6 months, you will learn everything it takes to transform every relationship in your own life, to have the entire methodology to powerfully support other couples and get absolutely incredible results, and to create a business that supports you and allows you to create a lifestyle of freedom and abundance that you love. Or if you just want to improve your own relationships, we've had many people go through our certification that were doing it for personal reasons. However, many of them, once they started having the breakthroughs themselves, kind of like us, we couldn't not share it with those that we love and perhaps start opening up a business. So wherever you are, personally and professionally, we welcome you with wide open hearts.
The coaching industry is exploding. It's a multi-billion dollar industry and continues to grow.
Yeah, and in that there are a lot of coaches, and so it's really important to differentiate yourself and develop a specialty or expertise so people know that when they're struggling with their relationships, they know just who to go to for help.
There's so many coaches out there, but there's very few certified relationship coaches, and you can be one of those.
Yeah, and when people are having a hard time in their relationship, they really want an expert with credentials and someone that they can trust, because our relationships, right? They are so precious to us and there's so much that people risk losing. And so it gives them a lot of peace, a lot of comfort to know that this is your area that you have very passionately and specifically chosen to study.
There's a lot of coaches out there that have just been trained to be like a general coach, and then they think they can just help couples because they're a coach, and they end up doing a lot of damage to people's relationships, which is really tragic and unfortunate. So you can be a well-trained coach that helps couples have breakthroughs and gets them to that thriving relationship that they really want.
And it's just so inspiring and empowering, fulfilling to feel confident. And when someone shares anything about the relationship, to be like, "Oh, I have a tool for that. I know exactly how to help you with that." And then virtual sessions, they've become so normalized, which really allows you to see couples anywhere in the world. We have a hybrid office here, so we see clients in person as well as virtually all over the world. And so you can see them in person, virtually, or a combination of the two, which is really an exciting time to be alive. And when it comes to relationships, it's not something that we got into because we thought it was a good business move. We really got into it with a sincere desire to help and support people in an area of life that means so much to people. And we realized they were really struggling and lost. And it turns out it's a really wise business to get into because relationships are so important to people. And the more important something is to us, the more we risk losing. And the more painful and difficult a moment might be, the more willing people really are to invest. It isn't just like, oh, well, that would be nice. It's usually people are making the phone call because they got into the same argument, for the 15th time and they need a resolution, or they're in a really painful place and they're questioning their relationship, or they feel like they've grown apart, whatever it might be. Relationships are an area that people are really willing to do the work to invest in what it takes. And you won't need to sell. You can just really focus on serving people from your heart and getting them amazing, phenomenal results, which we promise you. We have like 100% confidence if you go through this program, you will be awed by what you're able to facilitate with others.
Yeah, getting relationship coaching is so much cheaper than divorce, right? It's so much easier than breaking up a family or going through the pain of separation. So people are really looking for these services. They're searching for you. And it's nice to be in an industry where you don't have to sell yourself, where people are looking for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You just get to, which we're going to go all the way through in Business Boot Camp, but it's really about having people know who you are and allowing them opportunities to trust you and to know that what you have can really support them and giving them value all along the way. But we'll go into all those details in Business Boot Camp. All right, so the modules that we go through. So every week there's a different module. We do take a week off every 6 weeks to give you some time to catch up. These trainings are each 2 hours long, complete with slides, handouts, worksheets, all the goodies. So first module is about moving couples beyond power struggles and into a whole new paradigm of thriving relationships.
There's a module on communication essentials for couples,
Cultivating secure attachment.
breaking free from repetitive cycles in relationships, which is critically important information to know.
Yeah, the relationship breakthrough and repair system we've developed.
The power of the love account and how to keep it full.
Helping couples create a strengths-based relationship. So important.
Building emotional intimacy between couple.
Personal transformation and nervous system regulation so we can come to the relationship as our best selves.
Healing from affairs and rebuilding trust. And that's one that really scares a lot of people. The thought of working with a couple that just found out about an affair and needs to kind of do the healing work. And so our program will really, we assure you, will teach you how to effectively help people recover from an affair.
Yeah, and really, so often couples just create a relationship with us better than they ever could have imagined after that occurs. As tender as it can be a breakthrough just waiting to happen. Helping couples transform sexual challenges and reignite the spark.
Setting a couple up for lasting change.
Proven formula for sessions. So we help you map out the first 10 sessions. You will truly know exactly what to do. This is really one of the things that sets our program apart. We've had countless students that have come to our program after taking other relationship coach programs where they learned kind of concepts and philosophies, but they're like, now what do I do? And that we love, love, love creating concrete tools that you know exactly what to do in every session. Like, okay, we're just going to go through this specific process. And every time you're going to get ahas, breakthroughs, results, and move them forward. So much so that couples oftentimes treat their sessions with us like date nights because they don't just come in, argue, and then feel worse. They come in, they're like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense now. I feel so much better. Let's go have dinner. And they just keep growing and deepening more and more, even while going through really difficult things. So you will know exactly what to do.
And as a psychotherapist, I've done emergency services, I've done, psychiatric assessments in the emergency department, community mental health work, worked with addictions, personality disorders, intimate partner violence. So we have modules on all these kind of special considerations of these very kind of difficult situations that you will eventually run into with clients that you need to know about. So we want you to be, well trained to deal with anything that comes into your sessions.
And just to really be sensitive and inclusive when it comes to diversity, how to uniquely support couples when neurodivergence is occurring. So these beautiful, wonderful parts of humanity and these challenging parts that we want you to have extra training in. We've got you covered on all things relationships, really, truly. All right, so Business Boot Camp, we've mentioned this. This is important because we want you to learn everything it takes to be an incredibly talented relationship coach and to then really be able to share your gifts with the world. So in Business Boot Camp, this is 8 weeks. So there's the 6-month program, and then you can take this at any time throughout the program. And I'm there live with you, giving you personal mentoring as you're going through it on how to create your client intake form, how to design your cancellation policy, client agreements, how to come up with your business name, designing your logo and getting your branding dialed in, setting up your online scheduler, and you just get to cut and paste all the things that we've, spent the past 15 years learning. We are just offering to you to try to make it as easy as possible for you. How to move through free consultations with people so that they, a potential client really becomes a client, how to facilitate discovery sessions, also the inner work of money mindset, how to shift your thinking around sales, that it is soulful sales that feels totally aligned with your values and who you are, how to come up with your rates, how to design packages, how to do list building. We want to keep growing your audience, and then how to create a website that really converts and turns people into clients. I love the business part of it. It gets to be so full of heart and soul, and it really is just an opportunity of how can you serve as many people as possible with your gifts and in a way that delights you every step of the way. All right, program features.
6 months of weekly training modules.
Live Q&A mentoring calls with Brett and I. So you'll have those usually twice a month. And if you can't be there, you can submit your questions ahead of time. And we always post the replay. We make sure every question gets answered. And then we have partner calls for practice and communities. This is your opportunity to both be coached and to coach others and really practice these tools while be held in this container where our lead coach, Andrea, will be there to mentor you, to give you kind of spot coaching. This is invaluable. And we do those on Tuesdays. However, if you can't make the times we have, people in the program are continually meeting up on the weekends and mornings, different times to really go through the tools together. And this is so invaluable. You can come in as a couple and get coached by other coaches there. So you have 6 months where you're going to be able to receive all sorts of coaching while also feeling well trained, well practiced in everything that you're learning along the way.
So every week there's going to be a live component. If you can't make it to those live events, then you can always watch the replays.
Yeah, and then there's a confidential library of recorded sessions. Many people say this is one of their favorite things. And so we had couples that were so brave and vulnerable and dear to allow us to record sessions with them, of Brett coaching them and myself coaching them. And as we walk through the different tools, so you'll learn a tool and then you'll get to actually see how it plays out in a session with a couple. And people find that invaluable. Like, this is what it really looks like, and you can do this too.
We're going to train you on 50 plus signature tools that are a proven system that you won't find anywhere else. So these are the tools that we created ourselves and tested them with in thousands of sessions, and we know they work really well. And you have the
Absolutely.
full rights to use these with your clients and at workshops and retreats.
Yes, you'll have everything you need to be a relationship coach. Business Bootcamp, as you mentioned, you'll also be featured on our website, which is visited by tens of thousands of people every month. And so we have a graduate directory. You can be featured there, and you'll have lifetime access to all of the program materials. So what sets this program apart from other programs that might be out there? And these are things really that we've heard just from others who have gone through it over the past 6 years.
It's taught by a thriving married couple. So Christine and I, we live this stuff. We really hold ourselves accountable to living everything that we teach. So we are a thriving couple, and that really makes a difference.
Yeah, and we offer the male and female perspective, which a lot of people find really valuable and unique.
The therapist and coach perspective. So I'm a psychotherapist and a coach. Christine, has over 20 years, 25 years of coaching experience. And so there are some differences there. We teach this course at the level of professionalism of what one would expect in a psychotherapy program. And we give you the skill set that coaches need to be a successful coach.
Yeah, and to really get results. And I've been coaching, people find it really empowering. Like, okay, you can do this as a coach. I don't have a background as a licensed mental health practitioner, but I started doing somatic coaching, energy healing, and transformational coaching truly over 20 years ago and built a thriving practice with a long wait list just years in. So you will learn how to do this. So whether you are, a mental health practitioner and have a background as a therapist right now, or want to really step into coaching, you really get both of those perspectives, which people have continually reflected back to us how meaningful that is.
And your partner gets to do the course for free um, if that would serve you, if that would serve them or serve your relationship. And we wanted to offer that because even if your partner, if you are partnered, if your partner even if they don't have any interest in being a coach, just having the same information to draw from to be on the same page with kind of where we're growing this relationship is really magical.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have, maybe at 30% of our students go through it with their partner. So again, not required and so meaningful. If that's something that would make a difference for you, we'd love to offer that to you. You have these recorded intimate sessions with other couples we mentioned. We go over the science, like you will really learn the research, the science, so that you can explain that for a lot of couples. One of the two of them, they're going to want to know the facts and think concrete things. The other one, it's going to be more about maybe emotional connecting. So we bring the heart as well as the science really together in this program because they're both so important.
And this program really encourages you to experience a personal transformation, to really embody this work in a way that's beyond the intellectual, that's really kind of on the heart level.
Yeah, and it will change your life, really for the rest of your life. And we say that because we've heard it now from so many of the students that have gone through the program. And that's one of the things where we love how it empowers people to support couples, and we're so deeply moved by watching people's lives change themselves. We have students all over the globe, so wherever you are, chances are there are going to be other students that are nearby you. Many of them have met up and become fast friends. There's the personal business training where you actually get personal hands-on support. People are sending me their websites, their landing pages, their lead magnets, which we'll talk about what all of those things are. And I'm always happy to look at them. Live mentoring calls and a whole lot of love and positive energy. You will really feel like you belong and you matter here. There's really a personal touch that's deeply important to us. So we're going to go over some of the things that some of our amazing students have graciously shared. On our website, you will see so many other things, the emails that you receive. We received really kind of hundreds of testimonials over the years from people. And here are just a few to highlight some of the different benefits that you might be looking for, because we realize maybe we just met and it's a big deal to imagine kind of leaning into this. And so we want you to have assurance and trust and confidence that this really will serve you and meet your needs. So this is from Illumina.
As a coach for 12 years now, I've never come across a training this packed with incredible gems and speed of the highest caliber useful information. This training is absolutely incredible and has exceeded any thought possible. If you're even in the slightest considering this complete goldmine school for thriving relationships, dive straight in. There is amazing, incredible material and live calls each week, just in awe. The amount of information you receive in just one module is packed with goodies, and all of them are gems and so helpful. Tools to really assist others in our own personal lives to thrive in love. I was longing for more of a community in my practice and as a solo entrepreneur, and this really was an answer to my prayers. Thank you with all my heart, Illumina Freedom. Thank you, Illumina.
Thank you, Illumina. Okay, Lindsay says 10 out of 10 recommend taking this program. Brett and Christine are a dream. They really give you everything you need to feel fully supported and cared for, far beyond what I could have imagined. They work so beautifully together in trainings, inspiring you along the way. As you go through the program, you have the opportunity to ask any questions you have, which is huge. The investment is so worth it. Christine sets you up to start taking clients with the business bootcamp sessions in the last 8 weeks of training. I would have never even known where to start when it came to business. Too easy with her guidance. I had perused other coaching programs online before signing up for this one. I can't imagine leaving a training with this much incredible knowledge, plus the tools to use in my own practice. And we watched Lindsay. She was a nurse, left her nursing career, launched a whole new business, and has a flourishing career.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Shauna.
The content is unrivaled. It saved my own 30-year marriage after infidelity, and we're now thriving. Our relationship became something so different, so brilliant, so healthful, and so immediate. And those who knew us couldn't believe our transformation. Now we're the couple other couples want to emulate. Since starting the course, anytime I share info with anybody, I've seen I'm seen as an authority and people trust the information. I was going to simply allow this training to be of benefit to my own marriage. But as I progressed through the curriculum, I found it really easy to talk to others about what I was learning, and each time turned into a mini session. I've helped people before even graduating. I feel like I won the lottery. I'm internally indebted to Brett and Christine. They are the sole reason we were able to save our 30-year marriage. I never knew thriving existed in relationships. The content and theories that make up the Center for Thriving Relationships are so complete and all-inclusive. It's applicable and highly effective for anyone who applies their principles to any relationship. Thank you, Shauna.
Thanks, Shauna. And Amanda says, I'm a licensed mental health therapist. And what I love about this program is that Brett and Christine shared evidence-based therapies and modalities for people to understand that were not even covered in my graduate classes. It does a really great job preparing people with cutting-edge modalities for working with couples. Brett and Christine are really, really special instructors. They're both extremely conscientious and kind and warm and supportive. If you have any questions, they go above and beyond meeting people's needs. And they did a really stellar job making sure the information is based on science and compassion. This program was an amazing investment for me because it really changed my skill set for the better. It enhanced what I was able to give my clients by an incredible degree. I feel way more prepared now to help people navigate the issues that arise specifically from relationships. So as you can see, we have some people that just started out with coaching, some that were coaches, some that were therapists. So we have the full spectrum. And then Jill Mary.
I ran from this path for 20 years, knowing that this is what I was meant to do, but felt that I was not good enough and had no experience. But I also did not want to go back to college. I'm so happy to have finally taken that leap of faith. The insane support I've gotten from the team has been a blessing. This is worth more than a college degree. And I can now say I feel properly equipped, comfortable, and confident to dive into this world and help other couples. Thank you, Jill Mary.
And lastly, we have Jake. I had in the past been interested in counseling work, but it all felt so loose. And like I wouldn't know what to say at any given moment. The way so Christine and Brett, have designed their coaching system with the use of these tools and processes gives you a really clear structure to guide couples through. It makes it so clear what to do and easy to get going and be able to really help people, even when you're new. Thanks so much, Jake. So, quick Q&A for you. So, replays, we mentioned, yes, 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 replays for everything. The modules every week, those already are pre-recorded, so you can watch those anytime, anywhere. And then all the live calls, you get replays. You get lifetime access. As far as how many hours a week, we have heard from students, it's anywhere usually from like 3 to 5 hours a week. And again, you have some weeks to catch up. And if it takes you more than 6 months, no worries. And some have gotten it done in like 3 months. So, or even 2 months. We've had some just like speed through it. So it's 6 months on average if you were to estimate about 3 to 5 hours a week. Individual support. Yes, yes, yes. We are here for you every step of the way. We have such an amazing, huge-hearted team, and we personally are here for you all along the way as well. You don't need any prior experience. If you've signed up for other programs in the past and had negative experiences, our hearts go out to you. We want to assure you can hop in the program for 7 days. Look around, make sure it feels good to you and that you're going to get so much more than you could have ever imagined. If not, we have a 7-day money back guarantee. So you can just reach out to us and say, gosh, it's not what I was looking for. No worries. We love you just the same. We truly want this to serve you in the highest. If you're not in a great relationship or you're single, it's the perfect place to begin. It will set you up to have the greatest relationship in the future or to really transform the one you're in. And if you have any other questions, we are here to help. So the investment
is 1997. So payment plans go as low as $97 a month. We wanted to price this at a level that made it accessible to absolutely anybody who is called to do this work. We really believe this is the best program out there, one that in 6 months will create you to be a highly effective relationship coach and to consistently create breakthroughs with couples.
Yeah, to really be one of the, relationship experts in the world. And of course, all of this is a fraction of the cost of a graduate degree. And you can earn your investment back really in under a month once you get going. So here's a QR code to hop on an info call. So it's just a free relaxed, friendly 20-minute call where we get to learn more about you. It's really for you to make sure that we're a good match for you. You can ask any of your personal questions. We can guide you through different payment plan options. So we'll put the link below. If you're on the website right now, you can just click the link below, or you can scan that QR code. And that really would be your next step, is to book a call with us. So we can chat more. And then we'll, of course, tell you what it would take. Enrolling is very easy. It takes a matter of minutes, and we can get you started. And as soon as you enroll, you have instant access to these 50 plus tools, to all the modules, and then you can start diving into the live calls right away. And we would be so thrilled to welcome you with wide open arms and hearts. So we do encourage you there's nothing to lose by having this call. It is truly no pressure whatsoever. It is so heart-centered. We just want to listen and see, make sure that we can support you in every possible way, and just make sure that you feel really, really good about it. So again, check out that link below, and we can't recommend enough. There's just nothing to lose. It's 20 minutes of your life, and you can just explore, like, gosh, is this calling to become a relationship coach? Is this one for you to really pursue? Is this program the right match for you? We wish for you every possible wonderful thing, and we are just so grateful to be on the journey with you and to have you in our community, and that you are clearly someone who wants to spread more love in the world. And it's just what this world needs a whole lot more of.
Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you being here with us. And if you're called to do this work, we want to encourage you to do that call, sign up, and let's get you trained to be a relationship coach, because we all know that the world needs much more of this.
Yeah, in just 6 months, it's incredible how much your life can change, and how much your sense of fulfillment and meaning and purpose can be taken to a level beyond what you could have imagined. And so thank you so much, and
Thank
we'll talk to you soon.